Hello everyone and welcome back to Gallivanting Kendall. Today I'm bringing you scenes from Belmont 1 Shopping Plaza in Minglanilla while I talk to you about more must-knows about the Philippines Part 2. Let's hit it. Filipinos are beautiful and wonderful people. However, like every other culture in the world, including America and any other Western nation, they are not perfect. Filipinos are kind and spiritual, religious even. The predominant religion in this country is Catholicism. Therein lies a paradox. If your belongings are not nailed or chained down or secured in some way, you will lose them. Why? First, the Philippines is a third world country. The average income for a Filipino is $250 per month. That means that the average Filipino is very poor. If you come here with your average Social Security income only of $1,700 a month, you are considered rich. In fact, $1,700 a month puts you in the upper middle class of Filipino society. Even in America, if you're in the upper middle class of income earners, you're doing better than most. And many of us are not just coming here with an average Social Security income or disability, which is Social Security being collected early by you because there's been a change in your ability to work, but many of us can add additional income on top of that to the point where we are bringing in $4,000 or $5,000 or more each month. If you're bringing in $4,500 a month in U.S. income, you are definitely considered to be in the upper crust here in the Philippines. You are considered to be rich. Therefore, you are a target for theft. I had a pair of Ray-Bans stolen from me when I was standing no further than 5 feet away from them. My mistake, I was in a crowd, I set them down and turned my back. $170 pair of sunglasses, gone. I've heard of people having generators stolen off their property in the middle of the night while they were in use and the owner slept. Their mistake? The generator wasn't secured in a vented box or chained to a railing or pole attached to the house with a thick, heavy chain. When you leave home, lock your doors and windows. When you sleep at night, use your best judgment. I live in a fairly safe barangay. My landlord is related to half the neighborhood. So theft in my home, particularly if I'm here, is not something I have to be overly concerned about. But I do have to use common sense. So how do I handle keeping my belongings safe and secure when I'm out and about? First, I lock my doors and windows before I leave home. Second, I almost always carry a theft-proof backpack like one of my 2 PackSafe backpacks that I've done product reviews on. They make several 25-liter packs which handle most of my needs, and then there's the larger EXP35 that I own that I take with me when I'm going to S&R, which is the Philippines version of Costco, or if I'm picking up dog food. Additionally, for the ladies, they also make clutches and purses. All PackSafe products have a steel mesh lining that prevents cutting, interlocking tabs that make it difficult for any thief to figure out, even if they're not locked, and the straps have steel wires infused in them that also prevents cutting. For more on that, check out my PackSafe product reviews. And that brings me to something else that's very important that you should know before you come to the Philippines. You need to carry a backpack with you almost everywhere, even if it's not a theft-proof backpack, especially if you're going to be away from home for an extended period of time. There are 2 items you'll want to have with you at all times. One is a Ziploc baggie with toilet paper and wipes in it. And 2, an umbrella. You see, there is almost no toilet paper in any public restroom in the Philippines. The custom here is to use what's called a tabo. A tabo is about a 1-liter scoop for water with a handle on it, or it can be a 1-gallon container that has part of it cut away to make a tabo. The idea is to use it as a bidet. That's all most Filipinos use. If you're a Westerner, you know that's not enough. You know you have to follow that up with toilet paper. This is why sometimes you can be walking in a mall or a store and all of a sudden a smell will hit you like a brick wall, like somebody crapped their pants.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bidets are great. Towels are great. They're a great way to keep clean. But you have to follow it up with toilet paper, and in the Philippines, toilet paper is considered an unnecessary expense for most. I expect I'm going to get some criticism from Filipinos about this, but truth is truth. Part of my job here is to make the transition more comfortable for Westerners who are either visiting long-term or moving here. While every public restroom in America has toilet paper, most public restrooms here do not have toilet paper. You're going to have to BYOP, bring your own paper. I also mentioned that you have to carry an umbrella. This is important. Just put it in your pack and leave it. Forget about it, particularly during the rainy season, which is between June and about January. If you're renting a motorcycle or scooter, purchase a rain suit and stash it under the seat of your bike. You'll be happy you did. This is the tropics. It rains year-round, but not nearly as much between the months of January and June as it does the last 6 months of the year, and the storms can be brutal. Streets will flood, you will get wet. The good news is that if you're looking for a place to live during the rainy season, you can usually spot leaks in a house or apartment and point them out to your prospective landlord. This is real concern. The first house I rented when I was living in Lapu-Lapu had terrible leaks in both the kitchen and the bedroom. It was so bad that the landlord had to go ahead and replace the entire roof on the house. So, what about housing? You have several options for finding good housing here in the Philippines. I'm going to cover those in an upcoming video, but there are some things you need to look out for. Let's talk about it. There's a lot of older construction here in the Philippines. If you choose the most economical options for your living accommodations, you might want to make sure that you're saving the most for your money. Okay, one way to do that is to invest a little of your own money for things like weather stripping. It is hot and humid here in the Philippines, and you're not used to it. I don't care if you come from Texas, Florida, or Louisiana, trust me on this. The heat and humidity are like nowhere else in the U.S. You will want air conditioning, or aircon, as they refer to it here. Because much of the construction is in the cheaper houses is post-war. There are huge gaps in the doors and window frames, and many of these homes have louver windows. Power is expensive here in the Philippines, and aircon will run up your electric bill. And there goes all the money you thought you were saving by finding a cheaper place to rent. Invest in weather stripping and caulk so you don't have an exorbitant electric bill. You can find these things at almost any Ace Hardware store here in the Philippines. Gated communities are a better option because many of them have newer constructions, and you'll save more on electricity and generally give you less headaches overall. However, the rent in gated communities is a little bit higher, and there are things that you really need to be aware of when you're house hunting in gated communities. Some of it's pretty funny, and I'm going to go over it in an upcoming video, I promise. If you feel you've gotten value out of this video, hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in a few days with another video from the Philippines.